If you're thinking about moving to Florida, or maybe you're just thinking about buying in a new subdivision in Florida, and you're wondering why some communities have higher taxes than other communities, and then sometimes if you're looking online, you're wondering what the heck a CDD fee is, well, that's what I'm going to explain today, so stay tuned. Hi, I'm Tracy Tam, a Florida real estate broker. For everything about life and living in the South Florida area and all things real estate, make sure you subscribe to my channel and tap that bell so you don't miss our weekly videos. So I get asked this question all of the time. What is a CDD fee and how does that differ from an HOA fee? HOA fees are used for controlling the overall appearance of the community and the day-to-day operations of it. CDD fees are used for major community improvements and to develop the community. As Florida's population boomed and building boom, CDD fees were established to remove the responsibility from the municipalities and the cities and put them back on the developer. The massive cost of building the infrastructure are passed back on to the developer with a key incentive, which is called a CDD bond. The bonds pay for not only roads and utilities, but they can also pay for building clubhouses and pools, tennis courts, and golf clubs. These amenities are very enticing to homeowners that want more of a lofty lifestyle. Developers usually take out these bonds on a 20, 25, or 30-year term. That bond is passed down to the residents that buy into that community and can continue to enjoy the amenities that that community offers for years to come. A lot of buyers tell me when they're looking for homes that they do not want to live in a community with a CDD fee. Well, this is very misunderstood by not only buyers, but a lot of real estate professionals in this business also. So let me explain. All communities, especially communities that were built in the last 20 years, will have the things that are covered by the CDD fee somewhere, even if they don't call it a CDD fee. They're going to either pay for the developer's fees to get the development and the community established, either by paying higher HOA fees or maybe even higher price for the home. But those fees, if they're not called a CDD fee, trust me when I tell you that they're passed along to you from the developer to the builder and to you somewhere in that community. The new developer has to pay for drainage and roads and utilities somehow. Let's look at an example of this in a community here in South Florida called the Vineyards. So we're going to break this down on this video just so you get a visual concept of what I'm talking about with the CDD fees and how it equals out in different communities here in South Florida with higher HOA fees. So for this example, this is a beautiful home in the Vineyards. The main house is a 3, 2.5 with a 2-1 in-laws suites, which is very highly desirable floor plan here in South Florida. This particular house has $100,000 in upgrades and is currently listed for $424,900. So the taxes on this house are $4,883, but $1,187 of those taxes are actually a part of the CDD fee. So really the taxes are $36.95. If we were to take that $1,187 CDD fee and break it down monthly, that comes out to about $98 a month. So if that was to be incorporated into the HOA fee, that would take the HOA fee from $293 a month versus the $195 a month that it is currently. Typically, HOA fees in the area on homes with similar amenities are between $250 to $350 a month. So as you can see, you're paying that fee somewhere. Typically, if you buy or live in a community with a CDD fee, you will have a lower HOA fee because a lot of those maintenance fees will be incorporated into that yearly CDD fee. And if you don't have CDD fees, you'll have a higher HOA fee. Now, CDD and HOA communities might not be for everyone. They are for buyers and families that want to be involved in that lifestyle and will take advantage of the amenities that that community has to offer. The big takeaway that I want you to remember is when shopping for homes and comparing it with other homes, there are 4 things that I want you to remember and to make sure that you compare. Number 1 is the price of the home. Make sure that you're comparing apples to apples, and if it's a higher price home, then maybe it has lower HOA fees or no CDD fees, but just make sure that you're comparing these 4 things: the price of the home, the taxes on the home, the CDD fees and what exactly is included in that CDD fee, the bond versus the maintenance part of the CDD fee, if that is included, and how long the bond is for and what date it was taken out on. Because once that bond is paid off, that part of the CDD fees will be taken away and you won't owe that anymore, but you'll always have a CDD fee because the maintenance part will always be a part of the CDD fee. And the last thing is the HOA fees. So the 4 things are the price, taxes, CDD fees, and what's included in that fee, and the HOA fees. I know all of this stuff can be confusing, especially if you're not familiar with homeowners associations and CDD fees and you're not from Florida. But if you have any questions or if I can explain this further to you, don't hesitate to reach out and call me. I also just did a video on Florida taxes and more specifically the Florida homestead exemption tax. So if you haven't seen that, make sure that you check out that video. If you're thinking about moving to Florida, especially South Florida, I've created a relocation guide that I think might be a good resource for you. So make sure you click that link in the description below. If there is anything that I can do, don't hesitate to reach out. Hopefully this video helps shed light on some of the confusion and some of that bad connotation that you might feel or have had about CDD fees. As always, thanks for watching Talk with Tracy about life and living in the South Florida area and all things real estate, and we'll see you next week.